Just made one knife and one arrowhead, but too cold in my shop today. Yeah, it's pretty cold in here too. Yeah, I'm in southern Ohio. It is like sleeting right now. No, I do not. I cannot say that I do. Eric of Eric Rocks. It doesn't ring a bell. Does not ring a bell. I get a lot of my material from Travis McAllister. I used to get a lot from Kentucky Flintworks, but I don't think he's in operation anymore. Bye? You just got here. But, goodbye. How long does it take to make one? Usually a couple of days. Depends how big they are. Yo, what's up, Lando? I made one just like this yesterday. I had 2 orders for 9-inch green fiber optic glass daggers. And then I've also got to do an opalite dagger. You can buy them on my website, arrowsniperarchery.com. You ever miss shooting split finger instinctive? Well, yeah. Yeah, I've missed. Here's a few that I still have available, if anyone's interested. You did opalite today? Awesome. I love opalite. Yeah, I do. I do ship them internationally. Obsidian in the back there. Yeah, all 3 of these are obsidian. I got some midnight lace, mahogany, and osage. That's a big one. And this one is black obsidian. And that's eastern red cedar. Well, thank you. Are they sharp? Yes. No, I don't get cut often. Do not get cut often. Oh, no. I didn't mean to do that. Shit. messed up my flake scoring a little bit. There we go. There we go. What are you making them out of? This is glass. This is green fiber optic glass. And those down there are obsidian. Oh, man. Oh, man. What is going on? Well, we'll get this shit on the second pass. No gloves. Where's your PPE? I don't know. Don't know. The 50 layers of calluses on my hand is basically a pair of gloves. Are you gonna do more knives? And what is the material? I've got 3 right here for sale. Oh no, don't call OSHA. Fuck the OSHA. Fuck it, OSHA. Did they wear PPE 200 years ago? No, they didn't. But I do have a fan blowing beside me. And I am wearing a respirator. So, fuck off! Fuck off! Oh my gosh, what a bunch of sissy boy. Fucking sissy boy. I do not like this edge right here, man. This is going to shit. Ah. Ugh. And we'll come through and clean that up. On the second pass, not quite as clean of flake scars as yesterday. If you need to wear PPE to do this, maybe here's a step in the back. That's what I think of that. My flake scarring went much better yesterday. What's your favorite rapper and where do you live? What country? My favorite rapper is Slim Shady, and I live in Ohio in the USA. Why don't you make steel knives? Why are you boiling your mind with the stone? Why don't you fuck up? Why aren't you making a steel knife? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? You're a Buckeye fan? Dear God. It's better than being a Michigan fan. What's your favorite animal? Probably a wolf. We got 10 inches of snow here. That's about what we got. These are unique. How the fuck do you think they come up with a steel knife? What do you think they used before they used a steel knife? They used a flint-knapped knife. You wouldn't even be here today if it wasn't for flint-knapped tools, sir. What's your favorite animal? A wolf. I'm looking for the thin, tall one with the green blade. Oh, well, I'm making 2 of them right now. This is one of them. Mine's a tiger. Tigers are pretty damn cool. I really like wolves. I also really like honey badgers. Honey badgers are pretty freaking tough. Those knives look great. How can I order one and how much did they go for? So I have a website. It is arrowsniperarchery.com. Arrowsniperarchery.com. Let's see. Honey badgers are just like Wolverines, so you are a Michigan fan. I'm not a fucking Michigan fan. Hang on, I'm going to write my website down so you guys can find it. You know what? I got an idea. Be a little bit better than this. Here we go. So www dot arrowsniper archery dot com. There's my website, arrowsniperarchery.com. Right there. What's that? Oh, what's the handle made out of? Well, these two are Osage orange. This one and this one are Osage orange wood. This one is Eastern red cedar. Boom, 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 boom. You do commissions? Yes, I do. If you go to my website, arrowsniperarchery.com, you can email me. And I do commissions. Dun, dun, dun. Do you make the tools? I make some of my tools. Lifespan and durability of a naked knife. I've never heard of a naked knife, but I would say that a naked knife would probably be okay. A naked knife sounds kind of vulnerable. Is that a brake pad in your hand? No, that's a piece of rubber. It is a piece of rubber. It would just be a blade without a handle. What are you talking about? I don't sell blades without the handle. I mean, unless you want to commission one. What are you making? A dagger? I don't know. Never heard of a naked knife. I cannot say that I know what that is. I may have made a knife naked before. But that ain't none of your business. Naked knife is just a knife with no grip, just the knife. I'm still confused. It's only 3 daggers on the website, or is it more options? Well, these take me 2 to 3 days to make one of them, so I never have like a really big inventory. It's something where you gotta kind of come back and check every couple of days, because I'm always making them. But I also do commissions. If you want to email me through my website, arrowsniperarchery.com, you can email me, and I will take commission work. I don't make metal knives. This is made out of glass. What's a dagger? A dagger is this. So it's just a showpiece, basically. Well, if I got this stuck into my intestines, it probably would be more than a showpiece. It's a razor sharp serrated piece of obsidian, so I wouldn't just say that it is just merely a piece of art. It could definitely do damage. It is most definitely sharp. I have. Dun, 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 I mean, in all honesty, something very similar to this, the blade alone, if I took this out of the handle, this is an obsidian spearhead. If I was to put this on a spear shaft, you could easily spear an elephant to death. Because our ancestors hunted megafauna with blades similar to this on the end of a spear. So what I've done is I've just made a stylish, artsy handle for it. But this blade is deadly. Don't fucking sneeze at it, because it is sharp as hell. Respect the blade. You want that? Well, go to arrowsniperarchery.com right here. You can put that into your browser, or you can Google search it, and I have a website where I do sell these. Because I haven't worked this side of it yet. So I've got $285 on this one. It comes with a display stand and a leather sheath. If you was to commission one like this, it would be the same price. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. One side is for your wife, maybe one side's for your husband, but that ain't none of my business. I don't care what you do behind closed doors. Oh yeah, people killed woolly mammoths. What the fuck do you think an elephant is? Very similar. There was megafauna that was very similar to the modern elephant, and they killed them with obsidian spears, atlatl points, darts. It's all been proven. I don't have to prove that flint-knapped tools and projectile points kill. There's literally videos of people today that hunt with stone and glass points. I hunt with stone and glass points. It's deadly. It's been proven time and time again to be effective. Right, I can make a fucking broadhead out of a kitchen spoon and kill stuff with it. I don't have to prove anything. Are you okay? Yeah? Why wouldn't I be okay? Does it work good on skin? I would say actually it works the best on skin. On animal hide. I will show you its features. Give me just a second. I do sell my pieces at arrowsniperarchery.com. Let me show you its feature. Here's a piece of leather. So, these types of blades would have primarily been used to skin animals. Let's just take the big obsidian dagger, the one that everybody says, oh, if you use that one time, it will shatter into 1,000,000 pieces. You can't do anything with that. That's not functional. That'll just fucking shatter. Bullshit, motherfucker. This thing's sharp as hell. Look at the way them teeth pick up that leather. Now you imagine if that was to be rammed into an animal that you're hunting. Not only is this going to cut like a razor blade, but these little teeth are going to grab arteries, blood vessels, and do lots of damage. But nope, they're not sharp. I'm not going to make a dull fucking knife. Not doing it. Yes, they get dull. When they get dull, you add more teeth. Oh, you sound delightful to be around. I'm gonna call OSHA because you don't have a glove on. You just sharpen them. So there's a particular way to sharpen them. I will show you real quick. So I have this tool here, but you could also use deer antler. But this is simply just a horseshoe nail. And to resharpen this blade, because like I said previously, it cuts with serrations. So when those serrations become dull, you have to add new serrations. And I do that by simply going along the edge of the blade and creating new teeth. You take very small flakes. Very small flakes. And this is how you sharpen a flint knapped blade. And this one actually needed a resharpening. So it's resharpened. That's it. It is ready to go. And I have skinned deer out with these, so I have personal experience with actually using these. Very cool. What do you use to get the blade stuck into the handle? So I like to use, but I'd like to note first that I do not claim to be a caveman. So I use what is optimal. I like to use a 2-part epoxy for my hafting. Traditionally, you would have only used pine pitch glue, and then sinew, which is the leg tendon or backstrap tendon of an animal, to wrap through these notches to the handle. But I find that to be kind of ugly with my style. So I make the blade, then I make the handle, and I like to leave about 2 inches, 1.5 to 2 inches of surface area for the glue. But first my blade fits snugly into this slot, and then I'll use my 2-part epoxy, and then I'll use my natural pine pitch glue. Bro, you guys worry too much, man. You guys worry too much. I skinned a deer. I skinned a deer about 2 months ago. Skinned him with an obsidian knife. There's no fucking glass in my deer meat, okay? I've ate chili, hamburgers, all kinds of shit. There's no glass in my fucking deer meat. That glass does not just fall off of this when you cut something. What kind of metal is the pick made of? It's just a horseshoe nail. It's a horseshoe nail. So it's the nails they use to put shoes on horses. And then this little holder, you just jam a nail up in there, and that's it. I actually made one from some pieces from the hardware store. And you just you put your horseshoe nail in this lid, in this nipple, and put you a piece of dowel rod down through there to hold that nail up in there snug and tight. And that's just a bunch of brass fittings. Make all black obsidian one with purple neon. I was just wondering if that thing... How did I get an attitude? I'm answering your question. How in the world did I have an attitude? Damn, I tried my hand at this, but I play guitar and it was making my joints and my hands hurt. It does. It does. I will say, though, that copper helps alleviate some of that. Copper tools. I don't have any kind of an attitude. I don't understand. With questions like the college, you said we were worried too. You are worried too much. No, I wasn't being in any kind of a way. I was just being honest. I mean, that's just me. Right. And you guys got to understand that you got to understand that most of the people that watch this don't know anything about flintknapping, and that's perfectly fine. So a lot of the questions, they are very astounding. And it's astonishing to me that there's, you know what I mean? They're just not, they don't educate you in school about stone and glass tools and all that. I get that. I apologize if I come off as an ass, but I wasn't trying to be an ass. I was simply just answering the question. But I assure you, I wasn't trying to be an ass. I'll tell you what, this right here, I'm going to set this aside because it's kind of aggravating me. And let's work on this opalite blade a little bit. I know, but I have to also be very understanding that the vast majority of people don't know much about flintknapping. Yeah, man, and honestly, guys, the older I get, I have become more blunt and more probably come across as a butthole, but I'm not trying to be. I just like to get down to business. You know what I mean? And I think maybe that's just part of getting older too. And I get asked these questions about probably, like, in all honesty, probably 5,000 times a day. So I'm just trying to, like, repeat answer the same things over and 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 over. Which is perfectly fine. Never ran across your channel, but it looks like you make some amazing knives, brother. Well, thank you so much. What are you doing? I am flintknapping. Yeah, it's a nicer, pretty showpiece to show off, not use it like a tool. I mean, you could use it like a tool, but personally, myself, I would not want to use something this pretty. I would consider this a showpiece because it is really pretty, and I wouldn't want to use it. But as far as functionality, this motherfucker will function. Trust me. It will function. I have a website. It's arrowsniperarchery.com. I just showed you guys earlier that it does cut. It is sharp. It is obsidian. It is a primitive style cutting tool. And this is opalite. Kydex? No. There's a leather sheath that comes with that. Three times use. You think that Native Americans made a knife that they only used 3 times? No, they would use these until, because every time you sharpen it, it obviously gets smaller, and they would use that knife until you could just no longer use it. As a matter of fact, a lot of times people will think that they found an arrowhead on the ground when in fact they found a used knife blade, because it had been sharpened so many times and became so small and triangular that they just thought that it was an arrowhead, when in fact it was a knife blade that had been sharpened 100 times. But I mean, I myself have personally used an obsidian knife to skin deer. And they work amazingly at cutting animal hide. It's actually mind-blowing how good they cut animal hide. Oh, no, we all, that's why you sound dumb. Laugh my ass off. How about fuck off? Yeah, you're here watching me. Must be enjoying it. Oh, my bad, man. My bad. My bad. It's hard to keep up with the comments, guys. Okay, okay. I'm sorry. He's talking to Squid. I see that now. I apologize. But since you criticize your new viewers who are interested in your work, I'm out. Okay. Weird community. I know, man. I'm trying here, guys. I'm trying. I'm looking down at what I'm working on, and I'm also, like, you know, randomly trying to look up at the conversation. Hey, thank you, Skinny. Appreciate that. If any of you guys are interested in my artwork, you can buy it at arrowsniperarchery.com. Yes, this is opalite. Opalite glass. Tattoo self-introduction. Arrow Sniper. That's my website right there. You ever been to a party and there was that one person that just ruined the entire party? I feel like the people that come in and act foolish, that's that one person at the party. It's that one guy. That one guy can't keep his mouth shut. Ruins it for everybody. I'm foolish because I said the knife looks like it could only be used 3 times. Okay. I'm going to clear this up. You say that the knife can only be used 3 times. So I'm going to bet you $100 right now that I can use that knife more than 3 times. So get your PayPal ready. You said it. You said 3 times. Right? So let's see. Can you guys count with me? 1, 2, 3. Wait, let's get a big piece. Here it goes. 4. I used it more than 3 times. I'm cutting leather, bro. Like a fucking razor blade, too. What do you think flint-knapped knives were used for? Cutting Amazon packages open? No. Our ancestors was definitely hunting with this stuff. So where's my $100? $100. Oh man, come on, guys. I gotta put food. They see me napping, they hating, 'cause they don't want to see their moms riding dirty. See their moms riding dirty. Yo, what up, RTX? You literally said you cannot use that knife more than 3 times. And I used it live on this camera 4 times. Ah. Sniperarchery.com is where you can buy my knives. Low-key squid not backing down. I think... guys, I don't know. Hey man, I came across a laser engraved flint knife you made. It looked sweet. Could I ask how much it went for? I've made a bunch of them that were laser engraved. Could you be more specific on the materials, what it looks like? What's the website you have posted? Yes, right here, arrowsniperarchery.com. Guys, I'll show you what I got available right here. Oh. I've got 3 beautiful obsidian blades here. If you got any kind of questions about my artwork, feel free to ask. How much? Go to arrowsniperarchery.com. That's where I sell them. Get the same attitude as maybe must be retired military. Keep you. Okay, go to Home Hardware and buy whatever you want to buy. I don't understand. Why no antler? Because I wanted to make something unique, so I used wood. How long does it take you to make one? Typically 2 to 3 days. Will you be selling the opalites you're currently making? That is for a customer, but I will be making more opalite. I have more opalite materials. Easy block. How do you make the pattern and the wooden handle? That is, the pattern is the wood grain. Are you talking about the fluting? Thank you, thank you. Awesome, awesome. These are awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Philip. But I do have these 3 available, guys. This is black obsidian and eastern red cedar. This one is mahogany obsidian and Osage orange. I hand make all these. This is midnight lace obsidian. And as you can see, it has some very translucent areas on it and some black banding down towards the bottom. I was actually interested in all this until the rest of you fucking Yahoo was jumped in here and start making fun of everybody. Get bent. Thanks for making the channel, bud. Keep up the good work. Hey, no problem. Don't let these fooligans get to you. Can it cut a grilled cheese? Yes. It could definitely cut a grilled cheese. Trust me, man. I get the Yahoos all the time. I have, well, my TikTok account's at 2.4 million followers. My Facebook is 200K. My YouTube is 170K. And then my Instagram's got over 100K. So you can imagine how much bullshit that I have to, either in the comments or when I go live. Dude, it's all day long. It is 24/7 hatred. But you know what? The hell with those people. You can't be living your life for others. You gotta do what you love to do. Keep doing it. Let the people hate. And just keep going, man. Just keep going. Your knives are absolutely stunning. Thank you. Thank you. Right. These people that are hating, man, they're just jealous because they're not using their energy, you know, for a hobby, or they haven't found their passion. They don't understand what hard work means. Can you demonstrate how sharp they are? I can. Go to a still knife channel. I don't give a damn. I mean, for all I care, you can take a still knife and go fucking, I don't even know. Go do whatever you want to do with a still knife. You can marry it. Sleep with it. Cuddle it in bed. Do whatever you want to do. Yeah, how can you hate on this? I've put almost 6 years. I've dedicated 6 years of doing this every day to be able to make what I am making now. Like, you think you're just looking at something that I just fucking woke up one morning and bam, I made this. No, I make these by hand. It's literally my artwork. You're not going to get a rise out of me because I'm just going to make fun of you. If you come at me, I'm gonna make you look like a fool. I'm really good at it. Just ask your mom. Because I guarantee you I got your mama on speed dial. And I will put her number on blast. How you gonna mess with a guy with a revolver coffee cup? What's your biggest knife? I made one that had a 22-inch obsidian blade. 22 inches of obsidian blade. Violent channels will be reported to YouTube. It's a coffee cup, bro. You gonna report me for a coffee cup? Hey, you know the world is soft when people are complaining about a coffee cup. I've actually got a big old dip in my lip right now too, and I'm spitting my chew spit in this cup. You gonna report me for that? It's Americans, not Mother Russia. They ain't drink coffee. Need to detain these type of folk. What type of folk? It's even got a little spinner on it. Snitches are always the problem. Dude, I always got people reporting me. What are you gonna report me for, though? Look, that shit's still spinning. Love the stains and the coffee cup. I don't let my wife wash mine either. Yeah, man, you can't be... I don't think I've ever washed my coffee cup. I've also got a horn cup. It's pretty cool. You got a license for that mug there, bud? Yeah, wait till you see the holster for this bad boy. People that need gun mugs. People that need gun mugs and a passion for making weapons should be detained. Oh, we got a crybaby. You gotta see my shop. Hang on, let me give you a tour of its features. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Hey, there's the Block 19. I don't know if you guys remember that from my TikTok. My Tickety Talk. That is a replica of a Glock 19 that I made out of wood. See? Not real. Not real. It's got everything. Extended mag. Oh, yeah. What the heck? Dude, I make all kinds of stuff. Is the handle comfy? It is actually. It is actually. I know that it doesn't really look it, but it actually is pretty comfy. This handle especially is comfy. Yeah, I mean, I'm making stuff all the time. Like, this is actually rawhide from a deer that I killed. I made the Block 19 to advertise holsters because TikTok does not allow like firearm videos. So I made that, and they allowed me to use it to advertise gun holsters. That's why I made it. And I put, you know, Block 19 instead of Glock 19, and then I wrote not real, and it worked really well. I sold hundreds of holsters. It keeps saying my damn phone's rotating, but it's not rotating. Right. That's why I made the Block 19. Would you guys like to see more things I've made? I mean, I just made this hatchet handle out of Osage. I made that. Let's see. I've learned how to braid these bracelets in my meantime. Oh, you guys keep talking about steel knives. This is a rawhide sheath that I made out of rawhide. And then I made these scales out of Osage for a steel knife. It's like nature's kydex. See how hard that is? You wet it, and then you can mold it to anything. It is. It is like nature's kydex. I don't know, man. Like, why do people hate on me? Why am I getting hate? I don't get it. Maybe because I'm a hunter, but what's wrong with doing what I was born and taught to do? I was born like you was born into your culture that where you don't hunt. I get that. I respect that. I don't go on your channel and blast you for not eating animals. But that's just how things are. That's how I was born and raised. I don't hate animals. I love animals. I've got a beautiful 100-pound German Shepherd, and I love him to death, like he's my own child. I love deer, but I eat deer. I respect deer. I try to use as much of the animal as I possibly can. And I'm doing them a service by being a hunter. If we didn't have conservation, if we didn't have hunters, the deer would overpopulate. They would all become diseased. They would run out of food, and they would perish. Hunters are a necessity. And that is exactly what would happen. And let's take this for an example. Right now there's this big old snowstorm, okay? And people are freaking out. People are going to the store, buying all the meat that's in the store. Well, you know what? I've got 2 full deer that I killed in my freezer. I've got enough deer meat to last over a year to feed me and my family. So I don't have to worry about meat whatsoever. I've got enough meat to last a long time that'll feed me and my family, and it's healthy meat. So that's why the main reason I hunt. I like to eat venison. Oh man, we had some really good deer chili the other night. You have 3 deer? That's awesome. Our bag limit here is 2. Any tips on getting into deer hunting? I've never hunted anything other than rabbits, but I have wanted to start. So, for deer hunting, first of all, you know, choose a weapon. I prefer to hunt with a black powder muzzleloader and a traditional bow, or with a bow that I make, like a self bow. But use whatever weapon you want. But what I encourage you to do is become very proficient with that weapon. That way you can make a clean, ethical kill. Secondly, there's a lot of books and videos on the topic of hunting, and you need to learn the ins and outs of how a like a white-tailed deer lives, where they eat, where they drink, where they sleep, and learn their patterns. Learn how the wind works. Learn about thermals, and you know, just keep studying deer. And the more time that you spend in the woods, the more proficient you will get. You will become a better hunter just by being in the woods. But some of the biggest things for me as a hunter is wind. I rely on the wind just about more than anything else. And don't get too caught up on all the gizmos and gadgets that that they try to sell. You don't need all that stuff to be a deer hunter. I usually hunt in a flannel wool hoodie with a recurve bow on the ground, and I hunt out of natural ground blinds, and I do just fine that way. But the worst thing you can do is just aimlessly go in the woods and try and expect to see deer. You want to find out where the deer actually are and where they're traveling at that current moment in time. Um, learn about what deer eat, what they browse on, and stay on top of, scouting them. Learn how to scout for deer. Not available, not viable. Do you go somewhere to hunt or your own property? I hunt on public lands most of the time. I do have a few friends that will let me hunt on their private land, but that's sometimes. I mostly hunt on public land. I don't use trail cams. The only reason I don't use trail cams, that's more time that I am spending in those areas, and that's one thing I try to do is stay out of the area that I'm hunting as much as I possibly can. So trail cameras, that just adds more of your scent and more pressure to the area. And I don't need trail cameras. I rely on fresh sign. I look for sign. Are you taking in new adoptions? The deer meat is not tainted and pumped with adrenaline. Right, right. Deer meat is 50% less fat than hamburger. 50% less fat. It's just way more nutritious. You gotta think of a deer. They've got like over 400 different types of healthy plants that they ingest and that they eat. So a deer is always active. A deer eats healthy. A deer is not being tortured. It's living its natural life in the wilderness. And if you become a proficient with your weapon, most of the time that deer has no idea what happened to it. Um, and it's a quick, clean death versus getting ate alive by coyotes or hit by a car or freezing to death and all the other horrible deaths that a deer could go through. Oh man, venison is amazing. It's really good for you. Well, yeah, and I try to make that not happen. I've been very proficient at taking deer out quickly. Yeah, especially a cow that has been mass produced. You got to think they're not grazing and happy. They are like caged up, and it's horrifying, man. I hate the way they treat animals in those factories. Yeah, I mean they're given antibiotics and steroids. Hell, just look at chickens. They give chickens steroids, and they grow so fast that their legs are not strong enough for them to even hold themselves up. It's disgusting. But people want to come at hunters like we're so bad. But man, you couldn't give an animal a cleaner, quicker, swifter death than from a hunter. And just because you're a hunter, that does not mean that you are some kind of hateful murderer that hates animals. It's actually quite the opposite. Most hunters, they have great respect for the animals in the woods. Like, I love animals. I love wildlife. I love being part of keeping the woods healthy. I do too, and I work my damn hardest. That's why I shoot my bow daily, um, mainly specifically for hunting. I've dropped deer where they stand with a recurve. I I shot a doe last year, and she was quartered away, and I hit her liver, her lung, and then her heart, and the arrow come out the opposite side and stopped on her leg bone, and she dropped almost instantly. Yeah, yeah, and she had no clue what happens. Never seen me at all. There was no indicator to her that anyone was even around. So it was a very quick, swift death. And then I shot a buck this year with a black powder rifle. Went maybe 15 yards. Maybe 15 yards. I mean, I've heard of stories like that. I've never had that kind of experience hunting. I have had some weird things happen, though, on public lands. Oh, I believe that. A bear is incredibly smart. Oh, the Block 19. I was telling people I use this on TikTok because the TikTok shop, they had these holsters I was advertising, and TikTok does not like firearm videos, like real firearms. So I made it's actually the exact same size as a Glock 19, and I use this to put into the holster to advertise it. Extended mag. And it's just made out of 2x4s. and the sight comes off. And then here is the flashlight. So pretty cool. I know, man. I've had a lot of people ask me if I would sell this. Cut paper with a knife. Honestly, paper is not a good. It's not a good like a cut test material because these blades are serrated. So they actually cut with serrations, and what these mainly was used to cut was animal hide. So leather is a much better test medium for a flint knapped knife. Hey, make one. It's pretty cool. So I could tell you how I did it too. All I did is I looked up the dimensions of a Glock 19. And I printed it out on my printer. And I took some wood glue and I laid that stencil out, that print from the printer, and I just glued it onto the wood, and then I cut it out with my bandsaw. And then for the width, I just measured the width, looked up the actual width of the gun, and yeah, and then I cut the width. And then I ended up wanting to put a mag in it, so I cut the handle off, and I kind of, I made that 4 separate pieces, so I'd be able to put my mag in there. But you could do that with any gun. Just print it out, glue it onto a piece of wood, and cut it out. How is leather not good for these knives when these knives were used to cut animal hide? Paper is not a good test medium for a flint knap knife because it has serrated teeth. That don't make... Cardboard would, let me try cardboard. I feel like cardboard would be a much better thing to test these on than paper. How's that? And that's not what it's meant for, by the way. Now here's what I was saying. Here's a piece of leather. Look at that. I'm not even putting no pressure on that. Like a razor blade. So, it's definitely sharp. What are they meant for? Well, originally they was used by our ancestors to survive with. So people used obsidian and flint tools before we discovered steel. Yeah, I've skinned deer with these before. I hunt with arrowheads. But if you guys are interested in them, my website's right here. arrowsniperarchery.com. These two are Osage orange wood, and that one is eastern red cedar. These are all obsidian blades. You gotta add that to the tat. I know. arrowsniperarchery.com. Yep, so these are Osage orange wood, and that one is eastern red cedar. Right, I love hunting with my bow and arrow, but I also love hunting with black powder rifles. Thank you guys. I hope that answered your question of whether they was functional or sharp. I don't really see those people saying anything now after I cut something with them. But, you know, they be doubting. But I'm going to get off here, guys. If you want to purchase one of these, you can do that at arrowsniperarchery.com. I'm going to go eat lunch. And, no, I mean old school. I have a Hawkins style percussion rifle, but I want to get a flintlock next. But I like iron sights, you know, Hawking style, cap and ball. All right, guys. Well, I'll talk to y'all later. You have a great day.